Hi, my name is Anna. I have been researching the Israeli-Palestinian conflict for some time now, more specifically exploring the question, how can the Israeli-Palestinian conflict be resolved in a nonviolent and considerate way? In this video, I want to help you gain some base knowledge about the conflict, what it looks like today, and why it is a human rights issue. Israel is home to Jerusalem, a city saturated with religious significance, being important to Jews, Muslims, and Christians. The country itself was formed as a safe haven for Jews after facing the atrocities of World War II and the Holocaust. The Jewish state was formed on May 14th of 1948 and was awarded to the Jewish people by the British, who controlled the territory during this time. The Palestinians have a similar experience in terms of seeking a homeland to call their own. Until 1948, the territory between the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River was known as Palestine. Much of this land is now considered Israel, meaning that the Palestinians lost their homeland. Throughout history, Palestine has been ruled by numerous different groups: Babylonians, Greeks, Romans, and the Ottoman Empire. It led to a sort of fragmented community, as more than half the population of Palestinians are scattered throughout the Middle East. Although these people share the same heritage and cultural identity, Palestinians do not have a country to call their own. Seeing as Israeli territory is essentially stolen Palestinian land, both groups decided to draft a series of treaties to divide the land fairly. These agreements were known as the Oslo Accords of 1993. The treaties divvied up the territory so that Israelis and Palestinians could coexist peacefully. However, what happened after was a fast expansion of Israeli territories and a disregard of the signed treaty. The number of settlers doubled from 1993 to 2000, and Palestinian anger was growing. The groundwork had been laid for a violent conflict. Tensions between Israelis and Palestinians were at an all-time high on September 28, 2000, when the Second Intifada took place. Israeli opposition leader and former Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon visited a holy site in Jerusalem and brought with him more than 1,000 heavily armed police and soldiers. Palestinians regarded this as a calculated way to assert power and were furious. The two groups clashed in the city, causing an onslaught that lasted days, in which there was violence, gunfire, suicide bombings, death, and chaos. This is a human rights issue because of the mass displacement of Palestinian people. More than 1.5 million Palestinians are registered as refugees, residing in camps in Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and in the West Bank and Gaza Strip in Israel. Refugee camps often consist of cramped living conditions and inadequate basic infrastructure, such as roads and sewers. Palestinian refugees live in poverty as well. In Lebanon, 56% of Palestinian refugees are unemployed, and most live on the equivalent of $6 a day. The lack of education is a significant contributor to the joblessness, as school curriculums are dated and ineffective. The physical buildings are also dilapidated and severely overcrowded. Palestine's overall dropout rate is almost 25% among children over the age of 6. The proposed solution to this problem is for Israelis and Palestinians to live in separate, independent nations in one space, the two-state solution. There would be two separate governments, and part of this proposal includes transferring control of the Gaza Strip to the Palestinian state to reestablish a balance in physical territory. However, this is difficult to achieve. The one-state solution proposes merging Israel and Palestinian territory into one country. However, the Israelis are concerned about Jews becoming a minority in their own home, that a large amount of Palestinian refugees would begin to settle and repopulate. For Jews to be a minority in Israel would defeat the purpose of creating the world's only Jewish state. There are also concerns about the Palestinians being second-rate citizens in this new state, as they don't currently have the right to vote. The part of this issue that can be tackled now, today, is the collateral damage, the refugees. ANERA is an organization that raises funds to support Palestinian refugees. They build schools, implement better educational practice, and provide easier access to healthcare, clean water, and food. The donations made help employ staff who work in these camps, delivering food, medicine, and water. Doctors provide medical care, and psychologists and counselors provide therapy to children. As it is not an option for all to donate, I also want to encourage you to share this video with 5 friends. Text it to your family group chat, email it to a grandparent, send it to a friend, share it on Instagram. Spread the word. I hope you come away from this video knowing more about the history of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, what is happening in Israel today, and steps you as an individual can take to help. Thank you for listening.